Hi everyone, my name is Tzvi Tabakman, and this is my reflection on an eye-opening cultural experience I had within the Armenian community. Through food, conversation, and art, I gained a first-hand understanding of their rich traditions, and it really expanded how I think about cultural identity, hospitality, and what it means to show respect across different cultures. One of the most immediate things that I noticed was the warmth. The hospitality in the Armenian culture was not just polite, it was deeply embedded. I was invited to share a meal with an Armenian friend and his mother, and the table was filled with a wide range of dishes, including things like fatoush, derev, adukab, kubia, rice, and an absolutely amazing whipped garlic paste that just brought everything together. But the experience wasn't just about the food. It was about the art on the wall, the music playing in the background. It all told stories. I learned about the significance of certain symbols in Armenian culture. We explored the idea of infinity, even their unique alphabet and the spiritual dimensions to it. We learned about the idea of the king hiring a guy to go develop it, but even more so, the spiritual idea that God put the idea in his mind. It was history and culture combined. This experience made me more aware of my own assumptions. I went in thinking I was just going to learn about culture. I didn't realize I'd also be learning so much about how I relate and our differences along with our similarities. The level of detail in the tradition, the sense of pride in their heritage, the quiet strength, all challenging me to slow down and learn about things from their view and their perspective, their value of patience and listening. It also made me more conscious of how easily we can overlook subtle cultural cues. For example, understanding a way to interact with women in a more conservative Armenian setting was something that was very similar to traditional Orthodox Judaism. It really highlighted the importance of being aware and engaged in really cross-cultural understanding. If I were to work as a counselor with individuals from the Armenian community, I would need to refine specific skills, starting with a cultural understanding. This is the idea of me not being an expert in our Armenian culture just because I had a delicious dinner, but rather be a partner with the individuals I'm working with and learning with. Practically, I'd want to understand more about intergenerational trauma in the Armenian community. I ended up exploring the idea of the Georgetown Boys. These were, in fact, the first group of Armenian settlers into Toronto. According to some records, it's actually the first act of humanitarian aid done by the Canadian government. When it comes to technique, I think I would want to emphasize narrative approach, allowing clients to tell their stories and being able to connect to it from a cultural perspective. I also should be aware of my own biases I might carry. The idea that I spent one night learning about their culture, so now I'm an expert. I sit here with their flag waving behind me as if I would really have a solid understanding of how to point to them on a map. I know that they're in the Azerbaijan region, modern-day Turkey, but that's not nearly enough to really understand. This experience reminded me that cultural awareness isn't something to just check off a list. It's ongoing practice. The more we learn about others, the more we realize how much we have to learn about ourselves. I'm grateful for the chance to step into a different world, even briefly, and I know it's already shaping the kind of counselor that I want to become. I want to give a special thank you to my host for being able to help me have such a wonderful and diverse experience.